Losers always look externally, while winners always look internally for who to blame, how to fix things, right? When it comes to the difference between winners or losers, that is the main difference, right? Winners will always look and blame themselves first. They'll always look inside themselves and go, what did I do wrong? What could I have done differently? What could I have changed to get a different outcome? And you know what? Because they have that mindset, because they have that attitude, they generally do. And they figure it out. And then the next time they come back better, stronger, smarter. And they actually start to win. Okay, to the point where winning becomes easy. Winning just becomes like a muscle that you've strengthened over time. Whereas for losers, the reason why losers continue to lose and they never win is because they don't look internally within themselves for answers. They look externally. They look to blame everyone else. Oh, you're the reason why I didn't succeed. You're the reason why I failed. You're the one who's holding me back. You're the one who's oppressing me, right? You notice losers always do that. They're always blaming somebody else. Oh, it's that patriarchy, that darn patriarchy. That's why I can't get that CEO, $1 million CEO job. It's patriarchy's holding me back. Right? Losers will always look to blame someone else. Oh, I didn't get that job. It's because of that dude there or whatever. You know, I didn't get that girl. It's because all these PAs are scam artists. And I'm not a Chad. I'm not 6 feet. Right? They'll always look to blame other people. Where winners will look internally and always go, well, okay, yeah. So I'm not 6 feet tall. So I don't look like Chad. Right? And yeah, so most women want that. But you know what? It doesn't mean I can't get any woman, because there are women out there who will date a guy who is not 6 feet tall, right? Is not a Chad. But hey, maybe she'll find something esoteric about me, something that just clicks with her. Maybe we'll just get along. Maybe we'll have some commonalities and she'll like me and we'll make it work. Or maybe I have these profound social skills that I learned from that 33 Secrets guy, that M guy, and I'm just going to use those and do the best I can, and then maybe I could get her that way, right? Perfect example is my girl. She could have got herself a Chad. She doesn't need me. She doesn't need some 5'11" pickup artist that's, aging and getting older. She doesn't need me, but I got her, right? She could have easily got herself a Chad, and she didn't. Like, we've been together now 3 years, so... perfect example. I didn't look to blame anybody. I wasn't, and I've lost girls before who were like, nope, Chads only, 6 foot tall only. I've lost those girls, but I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to do the best I can. I'm just going to keep going back out there because eventually I'm going to come across a chick who's super hot that is, not like obsessed with the 6 foot tall Chad. And I will get her because I'm a professional pickup artist and I know how to talk to girls and I'm great with social skills and I know how to make them laugh and I know how to make them cry. I know how to make them chase. I know how not to validate them and all those other wonderful things I teach you in 7 months of mastery. Click the link below. Quick plug. Regardless, guys, losers will always look to the outside world, not only to blame other people, but they'll also look to the outside world for validation, right? I need to feel good about myself, and if you don't validate me, that's a crime. I mean, literally in Canada. In Canada right now, it is illegal to misgender somebody. It is illegal to say something that offends them because you could get arrested for hate speech. If you offend somebody in Canada, right, you could get arrested. And that's quickly moving over here to the US, which is very scary, right? Where you can be, here you won't be arrested, but you could be canceled. They could take away your livelihood. You could end up like Kanye, where they took away his bank accounts and all this. They shut him down. And it just goes to show, like, that is what I'm saying. This is why I'm like, if you're a loser, you need validation from other people because you yourself don't think you're worthy. You yourself don't believe in yourself. You yourself don't think you can do it. You yourself are insecure and have low self-esteem. So you need validation from other people, right? Winners do not need validation from other people. Winners do not need to look to the outside world and go, am I good enough? Tell me I'm good enough. And if you don't, that's hate speech. No, we don't care. We just get it done. Right? If somebody out there wants to call you, or me, like a fat fuck, right? Like, hey, yeah, you fat ass, whatever. Okay, yeah, cool. I probably need to lose some weight because I keep getting that comment, right? If you're like somebody's overweight, like, yeah, too many people making that comment, and you want to do something about it, you do it, right? There are a lot of people who are jacked and like in phenomenal shape these days who were once fat kids, but they got tired of it, right? I was a fat kid too. I was kind of fat growing up. I got bullied for that. I got teased for that, name called for that. And instead of crying about it to my teacher, I was like, okay, I'll just figure it out. I'll just start eating less, right? And then I got involved in it. Led me to sports. It led me to one of my first jobs as a personal trainer. It led me to a lot of physical activity, learning how to lift weights. It led me to martial arts. It led me to football. It led me, down this path that I probably wouldn't have taken if nobody was teasing me, if nobody called me that. And, especially if I look to blame everyone else who's, don't call me that, don't call me that anymore. I'm telling the teacher, right? I never did that. I was just like, okay, too many people are making fun of me about this. I don't like it. It doesn't feel good. Let me go fix it. That's how winners roll. That's what we do. And because of that, it taught me, again, it led me down this path where it taught me how to compete. I found who I was. I found things that I enjoyed. I found that I like sports. I found that I like physical activity. I found that I like eating healthy. I found that, I feel better about myself. I mean, these things I probably wouldn't have found. I would have just, I'd probably be totally obese right now if I had, like, if I was growing up now and society was on my side, like, yeah, it's all their fault. Body positivity. You don't have to do a thing and just die of a stroke one day because you have too much cholesterol. All right? You don't learn a thing when you don't blame yourself first. And that's one of the key lessons I always teach you here on my Alpha Male Secrets channel. You have to blame yourself first. Even if you get in these situations where it was your fault. Or situations where it wasn't your fault, right? There's always something that you could have done differently, right? Even my ex from 2006, who I bagged on in plenty coaching videos, I still blame myself, right? I still blame myself. You don't hear me constantly blaming her like, oh, that bitch, I treated her so good. No, I do blame myself. I'm like, I treated her too good. I didn't hold her accountable for bad behaviors. The things that I teach you these days. I didn't do these things that I continue to do now, obviously ever since, in my relationships moving forward. Since that, I fixed it because I looked internally within myself. And not surprisingly, I have not been dumped by a single girlfriend since her. She was the last person to dump me. That was like 2006. That was the last person. And I've dated a whole lot since then. I've had plenty of girlfriends since then. I've walked away from every one of those relationships. None of them had the best of me. None of them dumped me. All of them were way hotter than her. She was a beautiful girl at the time. Not now, but now she's like plastic surgery freak. Friggin' Terminator, Cyberdyne Systems Model 101. But I've dated way hotter girls, right, since then, and none of them have gotten the best of me, right? They've just, it's not that I've treated them piss poorly either. I don't give them any more than they give me, right? I'm not sitting there like I hold them accountable for their crap ass behavior. Even sometimes when my girl acts, she gets out of line, I'm quick to correct her. Had I acted like I did back in 2005 with my previous girl, my girl will probably be gone too, right? But I corrected myself. How did I do that? By looking within myself. I didn't just blame her, I blamed myself. I didn't blame society, I didn't blame culture, I didn't blame, whoever it was that I could within arm's reach, I blamed myself. Right? And that's what winners do. You always look internally at yourself, at things you could have done different, things you could have, changed to create a different outcome. And then you know what? You take that information, you take that knowledge, that epiphany you just had, and you bring it into the next relationship or the next situation or the next business deal, whatever it was, right? I was just on an Instagram live stream the other night, and here in Tahoe, I just did an IG live. Well, I'm outside of Tahoe now, but I just did an IG live, and one of my subscribers said, how did you get good at buying online businesses and creating businesses and all this to the point where I can do it like that now? And I told him, I go, you just start, right? You just start and you make mistakes. And I go, anytime you make a mistake, you look and go, what did I do wrong? And then you get better the next one, right? And the next one, the next one. You just start scaling up and you make less and less mistakes. That's how winning is done. right? You go out, you fall on your face, you fail, you get back up and go, what did I do wrong? And then you fix it. And then next time, you might still you might make different mistakes the next time. Then you fix those and go, okay, but at least you won't keep repeating those same mistakes. And if you do, you'll really be kicking yourself going, oh, I did it again, dumbass. Okay, I'm not going to do it next time. I won't do it again, right? And then you fix that, and then you get better and better and better. But if you are constantly just looking at everyone else and going, oh, you're the reason. You're the reason. I'm being oppressed because I'm not the right skin color or the right age or the right ethnicity, whatever. You're never going to get better, right? And I've always said, we are living in a time where it's never become easier to become successful, to crush it, to make $1 million, even to make $1 billion, right? It's never become easier at any point in history. And if you're still out there complaining about how oppressed you are, I can't help you, right? You're hopeless. I mean, I hate to say it, you're hopeless at that point because, imagine, would you want to trade places with, say, your great-grandpa 100 years ago living in frontier land here and having to deal with a lack of technology, a lack of proper clean water, a lack of toilets to even just take a piss in? You wouldn't want to be living 100 years ago. You have to get up at 5 a.m., start digging, ditches and stuff like that, and you would not want to deal with what your great-grandpa had to do, right? Or going off to war, getting ready for World War I, not knowing if you're going to come back home. We have it so good these days. We have it so easy. I mean, even from just 10, 20 years ago, you couldn't build a business online like that for less than $100. You could do that now. Most of the websites that I put up with these online businesses I bought were essentially around that cost, right? And they produce like 10 times that amount, sometimes per day, so it's so easy, and you have to be thankful for that. You have to be grateful for the time you're living in and the fact that you are not being shipped off to war. There's no draft. You're not living back in the caveman days where you had to worry about survival. You're living in a great time. Appreciate that. Ignore all the wokeness. Ignore all the idiots out there who are constantly blame shifting and blaming everyone else for their woes when really it all starts with you. Losers will always look externally, while winners will always look internally. That is the lesson of tonight's coaching video, and I'm going to end there. So drop your comments below. Let me know what you think of tonight's coaching video. Any experiences you've had where you once had that loser mindset and you fixed it, you became a winner. Or if you're still stuck in that loser mindset and you just can't get out and you need help, drop your comments below. I mean, at least you're on the right channel if that's what you're looking to do. So drop your comments below, as always. Don't forget to smash the like button. Hit the subscribe button as well, because it helps me out a ton with the YouTube algorithm. And for you guys who want to support my work, you love this content I'm teaching you, you're getting value out of it, and you want to help me out, then jump into my premium Alpha Male Secrets program. Right now it's only $1 for the entire first month of coaching lessons from me. Take advantage of it. You can just click that link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. Just takes 2 seconds. So do that now, and I will see you in my next coaching video. Until next time. Such a nice view.